Well, hello. Welcome to Retirement Ain't Easy. I'm Chuck, and today I'm going to talk about 12 weeks post hip operation. If you've been following me, 12 weeks ago today, I checked into the hospital and had my right hip replaced. So, here it is. This is what it looks like now. My prosthetic. So those first weeks were the first week was a challenge. I think at one point I mentioned to my wife. I said I don't know why I did this. This is not fun. But I survived. First week was a challenge. If you're fixing to have your hip done, stick with it. That first week is really challenging. You got to get up and you got to walk. The surgery was nothing. I mean, there was no pain. There was nothing. I mean, you just go to sleep, come back awake. There's no pain. I'm like, is it over? And they're like, yeah, you're done, dude. Like, get up and walk so you can get the hell out of here. And so, exactly, the first thing I had to do before they would let me leave the hospital was to get up and walk. And so I got up with a walker. I walked around the corner there, walked down the hallway, and they led me to steps. And they said, okay, now go up the steps. I'm like, you're kidding me. But no, I had to go up 2 steps, turn around, come back down 2 steps, get back behind my walker, and walk back to my bed. I said, great. Now, it's one more thing you got to do. You got to use the bathroom. So at that point, they gave me one of those portable urinals. Everybody looked the other way, and I pissed in the urinal, and they said, okay, now get the hell out of here. They did wheel me down to the parking garage. I wish I'd recorded how I got in the car, but they wheeled me down the parking garage. They didn't give me my free walker like the nurse had told me beforehand. Got in the car, which was actually fairly straightforward. I mean, we pushed the front seat of my mom's Taurus. We borrowed my mom's car, Ford Taurus. Pushed the front seat of the passenger side all the way as far as it would go. That left me plenty of room in the back seat. And I turned around, got in, got my left leg in, no problem. The right leg, my wife had to, either my wife or the nurse had to help me lift the leg up and put it in the car because after surgery, you're not going to be able to do crap with that leg. I just give you a heads up right now. You're not going to be able to do crap. You're going to need one of those leg lifters to get in and out of bed. Trust me, go buy one. You're going to need it. You're going to need a walker. You're going to need a leg lifter for sure. So got home. We decided, since our bedroom is upstairs, that I didn't want to try the stairs, 2 flights of stairs to get up to the bedroom, so we rented a hospital bed. And here in Dallas, I live in a suburb of Dallas, it was only a couple $100 for 28 days, basically 4 weeks, a couple $100. And they delivered it, set it up for you, and then they came and got it, took it away. So that was a great deal because I have an small office downstairs right next to our downstairs bathroom. So set up the bed there, got sheets on it, and I spent the first pretty much 3 weeks in that bed or walking around downstairs doing my exercises. Physical therapy. So Monday was the surgery. Tuesday morning, physical therapist shows up, says, get up, do some exercises. I'm like, oh, Jesus. For the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, twice a week, in-house physical therapy. That's what I had. Come on down, get out of the bed, do all kinds of stuff, leg lifts. Again, you had to use that leg thing to get out of the bed, but I had to do those, move your leg up and down, a lot of clenching your thigh because your thigh hurts like, well, it doesn't hurt. It's tight, I guess. I really was never in any severe pain or anything like that. I mean, they gave me some narcotics. The narcotics lasted, hydrocodone and that kind of stuff, lasted about 7 days. I had the anterior approach, which means my scar is like right here, and my scar is only like this long, whatever that is, 4 or 5 inches maybe, I don't know. Not very long. It's healed over. No sutures, no pain pump. I know a friend of mine had his done 2 years ago, and at that time they were sticking pain pumps. So anytime you're in pain, you would squeeze and it pump some stuff into you. Didn't have that. Didn't have any sutures on the outside. Everything was underneath. The doctor, my surgeon, said, we gave you one of those new pain shot that lasts 7 days, I think he said, 5 to 7 days. So there was no pain at all in that area. And then however they stitched it back up underneath, I don't know how they did it, but dissolved. I didn't have to go take care of any of that. Nurse didn't have to remove any of that. The only thing the nurse really did was pull off my patch. After 7 days, I think it said, they wrote on it actually, after so many days, take this off. You take that off, and then at that point I still had this mesh thing over it to keep the thing stable. And then after that, that got removed too, I think a week or so later, I can't remember. Anyway, lots of exercising, walking around, walking with the walker at first. I think it took me a couple weeks with the walker, and then I moved to a walking cane. On the about 3rd or 4th week, I walked up our stairs here in the house, and at that point I decided to sleep upstairs in my own bed, because the hospital bed was convenient, but it wasn't very comfortable. No, it wasn't the best comfort. We had to go borrow a mattress from my mother-in-law, a little single mattress. I mean, the bed was only a single, to help, because the bed that came with it was terrible. Mattress, I should say. So after about 3 weeks, I moved upstairs to the bed, and then at that point, I had to learn how to go up the stairs and how to come down the stairs. And once you go through physical therapy, cane. It goes going up the stairs is cane, bad, good, and then coming down the stairs is cane. No, I never forgot. Oh wow, cane, good, bad. No, going up is good leg first. Good goes up, bad goes down. That's how it was. So when you go up, you go cane, good, bad leg. Cane, good, bad leg. Cane, good. And then coming down, you go cane, bad leg, good leg. Cane, bad leg. So you're doing one step at a time. So I did that for a couple of weeks, I guess, before I finally got strong enough to where I could go two steps at a time. So 3 weeks, I did my 3-week follow-up with my doctor, my surgeon. You can follow those, go see those videos. Picture of my surgeon and me shaking hands. He gave me said you have no medical restrictions, which, if you ever watch any of the old videos of people who had surgery years ago, there was a 90-degree restriction. There was don't do this and don't do that, and I didn't really have any of that. The only thing they said was don't cross your operative leg over your good leg, right? Don't do that. Not for a while. Wait for about 10 or 12 weeks. So, and I've been sleeping with a pillow between my legs, pretty much the whole time since I was able to. So, and don't roll over on your side or anything like that. They said you could do that. You can roll over on your operative side, but it's not gonna be feeling good. But you can do it if you want. But I never did. I did roll over on my non-operative side and sleep, and then I'd sleep on my back a lot, which for me is really hard to do, is sleep on my back. But if you stay up enough, you just normally pass out on your back. Anyway, did my exercises, took my medicines. Big thing they care about when you do your surgery is infection. Number one thing, so they want to make sure you take all your pills that deal with that. I was able to take a shower after my, I think it's Wednesday or Thursday. I took my shower the first time. Well, Wednesday. Crap. It's all a blur now. 12 weeks later, I do remember that I did not use the bathroom. And when I say bathroom, I mean defecate. Do the number 2 until Wednesday, and that was one of those things where if you don't do number 2 within 3 days, you need to call us. So I was like, oh crap. So I had some Dulcolax, took some Dulcolax, and on the 3rd day, used the bathroom. So that was one of the things I had to pass, was make sure you use the bathroom within three days or so. So taking a shower after that, taking a shower and use the bathroom was, an everyday thing then, pretty much. And eat normally, all that. Just do my exercises and watch a lot of TV, watch a lot of YouTube. So here we are. I had inpatient, in-house physical therapy for 4 weeks, and then I graduated to outpatient physical therapy, and I did that through the month of September. And then I just finished all my physical therapy last Thursday. They gave me discharge. I had to do the evaluation. They discharged me, and they said, I don't want to see you again. I said, well, you may see me when I do the left hip, but we'll see. So no more physical therapy for me. Today, 12 weeks. I'm still doing my exercises that they gave me to do, just because it feels right. But my application that they gave me from the surgeon this morning, I went in to check the exercises and everything. It says, you're done, dude. You don't need to do any more exercises from our point of view. So now everything is on my own, exercising and taking care of myself. So 12 weeks later, how do I feel, Chuck? Well, I'm walking around the block. I haven't done the full mile yet that we have here in the neighborhood. I've done about half a mile. Yesterday did a half a mile with the dogs, and it's getting better. There is a slight ache when I sit too long and I get up to walk that first step. There's an ache. There's a ping of a ache right there. So I'm working through that. I think that's just because I wasn't walking enough, wasn't doing the stationary bicycle enough. As far as touch, it's still a little tender, maybe. It's hard to say. It gets a little tight, whereas the left one is loose, and this one occasionally you feel this like that's kind of tight in there. You gotta loosen it up. So, but the pain I had in my right hip is gone. I'm able to touch the floor with my fingers. I can touch the floor with my hands. I can bend over and touch my toes. I can put my sock on. Put my shoe on. I tied my shoe. A pair of tennis shoes I hadn't worn in probably 2 or 3 years, at least 2 years. Probably more like 3 or 4 years. I put them on the other day, and I tied them, and I walked around the block with them. So that was big. That was a big thing to do with that. So 12 weeks. What can you expect at 12 weeks? Well, I haven't rode my bike yet. I'm gonna go try that here in a little bit, and if I do get on it, I'll probably take a video of it. But I am walking around the block now fairly regularly, at least once every other day, if not every day now, with my wife. And the muscles are still, they tighten up. The back pain from my hip that was caused by the hip is pretty much gone. I mean, there is this one muscle right above, I don't know, that sometimes gives me a challenge. Now for lower back pain, like real low back pain, I've had that even before I had the hip pains. So that is still kind of there if I overdo it. Again, that's because sitting too much, sedentary lifestyle, and I'm about 35 pounds overweight. So I think lose the weight, lose the back pain. I had a physical, my annual physical I had actually 2 weeks ago today, I think it was. Yeah, 2 weeks ago today I had my annual physical with my primary physician, and I think I mentioned that in the video, my 10-week video. I mentioned that I had that. They did the blood work, and then for the first time in I don't know how long, I had to have a follow-up meeting with my doctor. And that was last Monday. And it turns out that my LDL cholesterol is high, so I'm taking this cholesterol medicine. No, not cholesterol medicine. This supplement, red yeast rice something supplement now, every day to see if that helps. Because normally my LDL is it's down. It's not in the middle, but it's still within the range. So that was the first. The other one is my iron content, my ferritin. That's always high. My family, my dad, one of my brothers, they have this thing called hemochromatosis. This means you have too much red blood cells in your blood. And every time I get the blood lab work for the blood and the iron, it's always high. This time it was a little bit higher than expected, I think. I thought so. But, one of the ways to deal with that is to go give blood. So that's about the only way you can deal with that. And the other thing was my PSA number was higher than normal. And so that's kind of that kind of triggered the meeting with the doctor. The PSA is your prostate check. If you're over 50, you should be getting your prostate checked. PSA is one of those blood test things they do now. They never, back in when I first started at 50 years old, they didn't do the PSA deal. They did the they did the bend over, let's check your prostate check, if you know what I mean. And that was always fun. But they don't do that anymore. Nowadays they run blood work, and if your PSA is high, like mine is, then they take some caution and they put you on, I'm on some antibiotics right now for 2 weeks, 2 straight weeks, antibiotics. This is mainly just to see if your PSA, if your prostate is kind of inflamed or whatever from something, an infection or something. So I'm on antibiotics for 2 weeks, got another week of that. And then I wait 2 weeks and let the antibiotics get out of my system. And then we're going to do blood work again. And then we'll see where we are on all the LDL and the PSA test and all of that. And that's pretty much what I'm doing now. Oh, I have B12 deficiency, kind of really low, right on the lower end of the spectrum there. So I'm taking a B12 supplement now as well. Growing old sucks. Trust me. 64 years old this month. Been looking into Medicare, and I'm going to do another video about retirement. But so this was more of a checkup on my health and my hip. So walking, not fully strength. My right leg is still not as strong as my left leg, but we're working on it. I'm moving. The only pain is my lower back when I walk a long distance, like the half mile. There's some ache. It's not pain. Ache. Ache is the word that I should use. A lot of aching going on because I need to get more active and stuff. So I might go swing a golf club right now. It is in the mid-70s here in Dallas, so it's nice weather. And if I can get my golfing swing going again, I could play some golf here pretty soon. So thanks for watching. This was a quick 12-week post-op hip check recovery thing. I think this is it. I don't think I'm going to do any more videos on my hip replacement, at least not my right hip replacement. So if you're following me because of the hip replacement, thanks. Hope you stick around for other videos. Well, we'll see once I do my blood work in probably a month or so where we are on that. Oh, also forgot. I went to see a cardiologist. my EKG, they did an EKG on me too, and my EKG was minorly abnormal. So my doctor said, well, you know, you're going to meet your deductible. You might as well go to a cardiologist and, you know, strike up a conversation. So I met my cardiologist, same guy I met 9 years ago when I had an EKG abnormal. He ran some tests, same results, EKG, same results. But we are going to do a sonogram. They did this 9 years ago as well, of my heart here in November. So that's coming up. And I'm just trying to stay healthy for my grandkids, see my grandkids graduate from high school and go off to college and that kind of deal. That's what I'm planning on doing. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time in retirement video or a model making video, or you know, whatever. I may just sit here and talk about retirement and how it ain't easy. I'll talk to you later. I'm Chuck, and this is Retirement Ain't Easy. Peace.